Hey everyone, and thanks for logging on to WXYZ.com. I'm 7 First Alert meteorologist Mike Taylor, and the ice storm warning continues along with the other warnings and advisories that we have in effect because we're still under the thick of this system. And that's because it's still coming together as far as the second wave of low pressure that's going to move in this direction. It'll keep our temperatures not only low, but gives us another opportunity of picking up some heavy rainfall that could lead to some ice. So we have some flood alerts in effect. Rain is still the bigger story, or is still just as big as the ice, and that's because this is impacting all of Metro Detroit, while the ice is not expected to impact everybody in Metro Detroit. The flood warning remains in effect until late Sunday morning at 11 a.m., but these could possibly be extended, and maybe even some localized rivers and tributaries, for instance, and creeks, they might have a flood warning of their own as water levels continue to rise as the water drains. Now, in addition to this, behind the scenes, if you will, we have an ice storm warning and also a winter weather advisory. This includes mainly the northern tier of Metro Detroit, north of Washtenaw, north of Wayne County, from Livingston, Oakland, up through Lapeer, as well as Sanilac counties, and it also includes Macomb and St. Clair. The combination of these two alerts will expire at 7 a.m. Sunday, and this is because you have a greater opportunity to pick up some freezing precipitation in the form of ice and maybe even some sleet mixing in with that before a complete changeover to snow. Now let me show you what the numbers are doing right now. We're doing this update pretty close to around 3:30, and you'll see that near Wayne County, the areas not included in that warning, ice storm warning that is, you have temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, so you're well above the freezing mark. But look what happens as you head north. You'll see areas like Heartland at 34, White Lake at 35, and Howell at around 33. The colder air is working in from the northwest, and there's another area of low pressure that's going to help pull this colder air into Metro Detroit, and as it does so, it'll do two things: give us an opportunity to pick up more ice and more rain, and also it'll drop the temperatures down at the same time. So that's where the concern lies. So the heavy rainfall continues. You'll notice some breaks here. We have some upper level drier air punching in, but notice that it's starting to fill back in just west of Jackson. That means that even though the rain will lighten up temporarily, we are expecting another batch to move in. And if I really widen the scope here, you'll see the actual secondary storm system even coming together right here with the snow, the wintry mix, and also the rain filling in. This too is expected to fill the gap and move into Metro Detroit. So that's the storm we're talking about. Here's a local snapshot of its impact. The rain continues. It'll lighten up here or there, but from 7 p.m. till around 9 p.m., notice how it fills back in. This would be our greatest opportunity to pick up the ice accumulation. You could see that very sharp cutoff there. I mean, 36 in Port Huron, 30 in Lapeer. That's that sharp cutoff you see there. That's the greatest opportunity to pick up some ice and wintry precip. This will probably last for about 5 hours, so it's 5 hours of potential ice accumulation. Then after that, we switch over to snow and sleet, and then the storm system finally pulls away going into Sunday morning, but temperatures will drop. And behind the scenes out of all of this, the wind forecast, I want you to see we're not quite at that wind advisory criteria, but we will have some gusty winds as well. Okay, so I don't want that to catch you off guard. Winds will be pretty strong at times. Forecast for the rest of this evening: turning colder. Look out for ice, not only for this evening, but also late tonight into tomorrow morning, because a lot of water has fallen. And check out the overnight low temps, some teens and some 20s. So all of that rain will have an opportunity to freeze on the surface. So even if it doesn't freeze on contact as it's falling, it'll have an opportunity to freeze while it's on the ground. And thanks for joining us here at WXYZ.com to get your forecast information. Next planned update will be a little bit later this evening on the storm.